Hey everyone, welcome to Daughter of Fire Tarot. My name is Marie, also known as Daughter of Fire, and tonight I will be guiding you on this tarot reading experience. Tonight it's going to be just a general card of the day poll. We're going to see what is going on in the collective, what needs to be spoken about. Looks like our card of the day here is Juno, the High Priestess. Just going to shuffle a few more cards here, and while we're just shuffling here, I'm going to go through the spiel that I usually like to throw at the beginning of each video. Hello, Suzu. There's Suzu. You guys are probably quite familiar with her. She likes to pop in, loves to do whatever I'm doing. But if you like what I'm doing here at Daughter of Fire, please don't be shy. Hit the like and subscribe. And please take note for any readings that you may see on social media, such as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or any other place. These readings are not meant to be used as legal, medical, relational, financial, or even spiritual advice, okay? Use your own discernment always, and please don't be afraid to seek out the professionals in any of these areas where you live if you feel you may need to. There will be more viewers than just yourself here, and not all messages may apply to you. Okay, so be very careful with what you take on. Not everything should resonate with you 100%. If it does, then that would be pretty scary, and I would still love for you to take discernment with that. So our card of the day here is Juno, the High Priestess, commanding feminine figure, authoritarian, commanding beauty, and her path she's very, very sure of. So this is somebody who I feel is very independent. Could be either gender. What is it that's going on, or what is it they want to say? We start with these two cards in the middle. So I'm going to get you the traditional meaning in the Marseille Tarot, and we do read reversals on this channel. So we do have a Five of Cups in reverse, which I'll start off with here. So the Five of Cups here in the reverse, this is a hopeful outlook, favorable expectations, new alliances. Okay, so got some sort of a networking opportunity for somebody here. But these two cards specifically go together, and then these two tie it tighter, if that makes sense. So this is really where the main message, like the bulk of the main message, is sitting. But the Four of Coins is what we have next. So in the upright, this is a love of material wealth, a hoarder for sure, skinflint or a miser. But I mean, truthfully, like I don't get that from this initial setup here. I feel like we're dealing with somebody who's ambitious and carving some sort of a path out for themselves. So that's the inner message here. Somebody's networking, somebody's working. Okay, so we have we have the Two of Swords in the reverse, and we have the Roi de Denier in the reverse as well. That is the King of Coins. So in your Two of Swords here, this is your Two of Swords in reverse. Traditional meaning of this card here is duplicity, falsehood, misrepresentation, disloyalty, dishonor, and treachery. And then you have this guy here. So that theme of the card here, the two-facedness, if that's a word, that applies right here. So the Roi de Denier. So this card means corruption, using any means to achieve the desired end, vice, avarice, unfaithfulness, which is a little bit strange because we're looking at a high priestess here, looking at somebody who may consider themselves the high priestess, but they have another side to them. You know, there's somebody that's willing to, you know, do whatever they need to do to get what they have to get. Means to an end type of personality. So that's going to ring for somebody. Whoever we are speaking about tonight is a very authoritative figure. But at the same time, they their power kind of sits in the wrong place, if that makes sense. They're not using their authoritativeness for good or for their highest purpose, which seems a little bit scary. But the other thing is, I'm being told to read the actual explanation of Juno here. So maybe if I read this out, you may gain some more context as to who this is. So the description of this card in Marseille is a stately goddess stands in her bare feet with a tiara on her head and a large rod or staff in her left hand. Behind her stands a golden peacock with colorful feathers, suggesting a wide range of beauty and knowledge. She is a tall and broad-shouldered woman, suggesting challenge to masculine supremacy. She is the end result of knowledge and wisdom, the perfect woman, and the essence of all that is female. So we don't necessarily have to be talking about a woman here. This could be anybody who is just embodying that energy. They are somebody who, again, is very authoritative. They command the image that surrounds their life. They are surrounded by gorgeous, gorgeous things. Whether these things are material or internal, it could be a mix of both, but I'm getting that there is a second side to this person. What is the relation of this person to my viewer here, Spirit? Is there something that you can reveal about that? Can you get me a symbol or an answer from the Green Witch's Oracle, please? I want to know, who is this person in relation to the viewer, to my questioner, the person who is watching this reading right now? Quiet. Don't want to give it up. Quiet. Bear with me, folks. I'm not the best shuffler, but I do try. Come on, Spirit. Are we not supposed to know? Even a symbol about the situation, like anything that can help us. This person doesn't want to be exposed. What's up? Oh, it is that one. B, community, cooperation, and success. Okay. Something we need to read in the guidebook about that. So this is somebody, I'm hearing that this is possibly somebody's boss. This might be somebody's boss, or like somebody's supervisor within like a non-profit. Getting somebody that works in a non-profit, and they have this figure, this very contradictory figure that's kind of at the head of things. Maybe it's an executive director, maybe it's like the owner of this nonprofit, like I don't know, right? But you'll have to take it the way that it fits for you. That's just one thing that's coming through. So the B, again, going back to community, cooperation, and sweetness. So yeah, again, I'm getting that this person has a very, very sweet side, sickeningly sweet. But then again, like there's this facade that sits right underneath it here. So the card meaning, bees inspire thoughts of sweetness and community. Bees work together, functioning in cooperation with others to advance the health and safety of their entire hive. Communication is central to this goal. In the end, through hard work and service to others, they create something pure and sweet. Honey, it's the sweetest of honey. It's the sweetness of honey that reminds us to be kind to others. The bee card asks you to consider if you feel fulfilled and connected in your relationships, or if you feel the need to communicate your needs to others more. Remember to be kind whenever you can, and to meet any challenge with an open heart. What part of your life needs clear communication? How can you work more effectively with others? Oh boy, that toxic boss energy is coming through. Like it really, really is. And I'm getting this image now, like as I look at this card, like I'm getting this image of somebody whacking a hive. Whacking a hive. Is there a layoff involved here? Because that's just what I'm feeling here. Then somebody at the top is maybe like mulling this decision over, and they're really not thinking about the bigger picture here. You could be somebody that has heard of rumors of layoffs and such going on at your company. You could be somebody who is kind of part of the administration of this organization, and you feel the rattle every single time that queen bee of this hive is just whacking it. Well, my question to you is, what behaviors have you noticed? Have you started documenting things? You know? Is it something that's worth documenting? Ace of Cups. Big, big offers in the ways of connections, of relationships. I feel like this person they're trying to, like I said, there could be some sort of an organizational change that's coming. This person is mulling it over. They're thinking about whacking the hive and knowing that there's going to be a negative consequence to this. And in the meantime, to compensate for the back blow from that, it's almost like they're trying to go to people within their inner circle to see, oh, who can I put into this position once it's vacated, or once I have my vision really plated down and I understand how I'm moving forward, what role can this person serve in my network or in my organization? Because I'm planning on making these big changes, but I haven't said anything yet. You know, you may be the person in this situation that has heard some rumors about Queen Bee going around whacking the hive. And, you know, if you have some sort of a fear like that about work, or, you know, anything it is that you do, this may very well be your reading. This may very well be your reading. I want to know more, Spirit. What is kind of the deeper situation going on here? What kinds of changes are coming to this organization? Can we know more about this organization, this job, this employer, whatever it is that my viewers need to know? What's coming? What's around? Oh, it is this one. Okay, we got cup of tea, patience, reassessment. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, like could be a possible layoff going on. There could be like, again, whoever this person is, whoever this boss or company owner or whatever it is, but again, I was really getting nonprofit from it. Whoever this figurehead is at the top of it, they have not made a decision as to whether they want to push through with this change. But it is currently, you know, the risks are being analyzed, okay? You may overhear conversations that you don't quite understand from some sort of a C-suite like figure, and it just gives you a very, very bad feeling. You know, they may be kind of talking in this covert language about conversations that they are having in boardrooms, and you may not be privy to it. Like, you might be somebody that's just like an administrator, or like, you know, in accounting or something like that. But things to keep an eye out for, right? And cup of tea, like, again, gossip, rumors, okay? rumors about this organizational change, rumors about this layoff, if that applies in your situation. Okay, third symbol here. What's this? Rain. Cleansing, purification, hydration. Normally I see that as like a healing card, a closure card, but in this case, I really don't. I see it as a storm that's brewing. I see it as, you know, washing, like thinking in accounting terms when, you know, you're just writing off, like washing away, drainage, right? I'm thinking about cost here for some reason. Purification, hydration being, you know, whatever this organization is, the well could be running dry and they may not be able to support their operational staff, something like that. Like, you'll have to take it how it resonates, but I am getting that it's a toxic boss that's mulling over decisions in the workplace that will affect people beneath them. I do want to know what is hidden in this situation here. Terminology. Pardon me. You are good enough. That's pretty poignant here. You have a full moon in Virgo here. We get the Virgo card a lot, but it can, so what I'm hearing Spirit say right now is you might be somebody that's aware of the changes and you're scared that you're one of the people that's going to be affected. Well, in this reading, honestly, I cannot tell you whether you will or will not be, but Spirit would like to let you know that no matter what decision this person makes about the organization or about the operations, your efforts are enough. You're good enough. Just because somebody on the ground couldn't see it, and because they had a much narrower, they had almost like a tunnel vision of what success looked like to them, that doesn't mean that that you need to be pushed aside. You know, Spirit recognizes the work that you've done. I know that it can be, I've never worked in a nonprofit, but I know that that it can be, if that is your situation, I know how that can feel, like you get guilted into doing more for less because you should be there for the mission, right? You shouldn't be there for paycheck, whatever it is. But Spirit understands where you are. They say that you're good enough. It's not going to be easy at all. And, you know, you may have opinions as to, you may have opinions right now as to what is best, but ultimately, like, you're out of control because this person right here is going to make whatever decision that they're going to make. You know what's right in your head. That doesn't mean that this person is going to enact on their sweet side. This could be like some sort of an HR personnel. I don't know how that would fit in. I'm getting more of a toxic boss, toxic C-suite exec type of deal. And that's where we're sitting right now. I don't know. I'm curious, like, if we'd be able to get Spirit. Does this person have a message? This queen bee, who is not necessarily very much a queen bee, because to me, a queen bee would not be making such decisions, even if she is queen bee. You know what I mean? She or he could be either, right? Oh my goodness. Don't expect me to come around. Oh my God. And then the next one is, you don't know how often I think of you. Well, that's a little contradictory, isn't it? Because if you're making harmful decisions about people and, you know, possibly their livelihoods, and then at the same time, you're saying, don't expect me to come around, don't expect me to clean up your mess, don't expect me to give you a handout. I'm also hearing, don't expect me to give you a severance. Like you might work in the United States where that's a super common thing, where, you know, they lay you off, don't pay you severance, that type of deal. Maybe you've already gone through all of that. But that's what we're dealing with here, is somebody with two sides here. Don't expect me to come around, and yet you don't know how often I think of you. Well, I'm not in your situation, but that to me is somebody who is very hypocritical. Very hypocritical and possibly not self-aware. Not self-aware. I'm sorry that this is the energy that we're picking up tonight, guys, but you know how it is on this channel. We're going to let things come through, and we don't sugarcoat. I don't filter really what spirit is bringing down. Somebody needs to know this stuff. They're going through it. They're going through big organizational changes and feeling insecure. And this person is, again, like the two sides here. I should just point out the fact that it's card number 2. And then you have this right here. These two things tie right together. 4, 5, succession. You know, I'm sorry for whoever's going through all of this. I'm really sorry. I want to see how it is that, like, how spirit could help you to move through this. What guidance do you need? What perspective shift? Starseed Oracle. So guys, I'm hearing that this may be like the last series of card pulls that we do for this situation, because the message is coming through very strong. Like this is a very curt reading. Oh, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. We get this card a lot on this channel, don't we? But again, like, you're not the only person that's going to be affected by these changes. You're not the only person in the world who has gone through a feeling like this. You know, I tend to be very, very wary of connecting with coworkers too much, but there may be somebody in your circle that you're already confiding in, somebody who's already looking for a new opportunity, and it may be worth it for you to network in the same way that this person is doing so. They're about to make whatever drastic change they're about to make, or they're about to wipe off whoever on the payroll they're about to wipe off. And now it's your turn, you know? I was actually thinking, because like I give so much advice on this channel here, you guys, like maybe it's unsolicited, but I feel like a lot of people come to us to get the answers, to get the comfort, to get the reassurance. And, you know, I have to forward you to resources that you can use to navigate your situation much more closely than just looking at the tarot, looking at it from a spiritual perspective. I was thinking about adding playlists for topics like, you know, going through a breakup or going through difficulties in your career, that kind of thing. So if it's something if adding playlists like that would be helpful to you, I would love to know. Just let me know, okay? Loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Okay, again, I am hearing like this card right here, you are good enough. Like this person's voice or the mannerisms of this person, like what this person is going to do kind of reigns your thoughts lately. When you go to work or you go to this organization to fulfill out your mission, whether it's a job, whether it's an opportunity to volunteer, whatever it is, guys, okay? This person and how they move, how they operate is something that is on your mind daily. And it doesn't give you peace. It doesn't give you rest. So, you know, again, realize that you have to relinquish some control in this situation, because again, this person stands here, you are not this person in the situation. Oh my, that's somebody going upstairs very loud. Sorry guys, I live in a building that's built in 1927, so it's not very soundproofed. But yeah, no, this is really, guys, all that wants to come out. Like, I'm sorry that whoever is going through this stuff is there. I'm sorry that that's the place that you're in, and that this is the person that you have to deal with, who seems to really, you know, want the best for everybody, but then their actions, like, they really do take a nosedive in the other direction. Yeah, that is tough. Oh wait, the other thing, I'm actually hearing, we have to read about this card right here in the guidebook, the loosen your grip. Okay, so give me just a quick second here, and then we're gonna close out. I think we're gonna do a second reading after this, because Spirit was calling for it. Might be a pick a card. I'll have to sit on it, have to contemplate on it, but oh god, where's the, oh, it's alphabetical. I don't really look in this guidebook too often, I guess. So loosen your grip. Okay, let me bring this card back up to you. So coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. We're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us, we're clinging to it for fear of it not staying of its own accord. We prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course in Miracles tells us, whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control. Maybe something that this person should be, maybe a little bit of medicine that person should be taking, you know? To release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter. Your spiritual health is going to be very important to you right now. I'm cutting in to say that, okay? To surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Again, like, just let it go, okay? This doesn't mean take a risky leap or a risky jump, but maybe you need to find a way to emotionally disconnect from the situation because you are giving it too much energy. There's so many supports that could help you to do this, okay? And I'll let you figure out what that is, but the guidebook goes on to say here, loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may, or it may stay, but you can be sure that what is for you will find you, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life, okay? That was pretty poignant. That was a very curt reading, but still pretty poignant. So, again, I just want to apologize to, I want to apologize on behalf of whoever this is for giving you such grief, okay? For making people in your position who do as much work as you do feel like you don't do enough. I hope that was grammatically correct. I feel like my syntax is really messed up there, but anyway, I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. Nobody should ever have to wonder, you know, if they're going to be able to put food on the table the next month or even 6 months from now, right? But this is just kind of what we're dealing with. And I really got to say, you got it bad. You got it bad. So that's all for tonight here, guys. And just another reminder here to close off, Daughter of Fire is a not-for-profit channel. I do not offer private readings. However, my Linktree is in my bio, has all the different ways that you can support me. More to come, as there's some projects that I'm working on. If you feel like these readings do anything for you, or this helps you in any way and you do want to pay it forward, just go take a look at my bio, and that's the best way to do that. But the other best way to support me is to like and subscribe, comment, whatever it is you feel called to do. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. It'll be a pick a card reading, so stay tuned. Have a good night.